If you had to describe what it's like being a person of color on this campus in one word, what would it be?
Tiring.
One word?
One word.
That's difficult. One word. Different.
Different.
Just like different, I guess.
Where I grew up, I was surrounded by a lot more people of color.
I went to a school where it was primarily brown and black kids.
I had never encountered a place where my skin color mattered so much.
I didn't feel inferior until I came to the school.
Sort of alienating.
Alienated?
Alienating.
Being a student of color like makes you stand out.
In classrooms that are predominantly white,
You could be the one or two people of color.
Like I'm the only person of color in this class.
I have no friends of color in most of my class.
It really affects the way that I speak.
I feel like what I would say is just like stupid.
Difficult comes to mind.
Definitely the minority.
You can go around campus and people will look at you like a certain type of way.
Feels a little lonely. There's not a huge amount of people of color on campus.
There are only like a small group of people.
At any given, like you're walking from one class to another, you're aware of certain things.
I'm always aware that I am a minority.
If you don't find your group, you feel out of place.
You don't really feel accepted.
You don't feel welcome.
I always just feel like this isn't my space.
The spaces that are predominantly like white, I sometimes feel uncomfortable.
And when I enter them, it's like I'm not welcomed.
It's a very tight space.
Kind of feel like you're a speck in the middle of like an ocean. Comes with a lot of, I don't know, assumptions.
People see me, look at me and assume I'm white.
Oh, you black. Oh, you must be an athlete.
A lot of people here are more microaggressive than they realize.
And it's like in the small things.
But then like those little things, like they add up.
There's been so many different incidents.
I've never been in a space where there's all these like kind of like low-key hate crimes.
It's like bittersweet.
Just to say it's either like really bad or like really good is kind of like, I don't think it's right.
It has its ups and downs, but the majority of the time you're always struggling.
Just going through the same thing, but things not really changing.
Just feels like sometimes the administration doesn't really do enough.
There's also just like a lack of concern when things do happen.
There's too much desensitivity.
People don't understand and they're not like willing to learn.
I have like a lot of responsibility to kind of be the educator.
You're representing the community that you come from.
I think it's hard to navigate the campus.
There are other people of color who are able to comfortably navigate.
I would say welcome.
Nice.
Well, I haven't come across any significant differences in how I've been treated.
I found my place here.
As a person of color, I get to represent my own heritage.
There's like a sense of community that you can connect with really well. You get different experiences.
It's hard like fitting in with like the white majority.
You don't see really a mix.
It's harder to mix with persons who aren't of color.
I wish like I could see more interactions between different types of people. Like you're kind of like an outlier.
Very much like an outsider.
What's something that you want white students on this campus to know?
That our experiences have been different.
That their experiences are not always the same.
All POC aren't the same.
We come from different backgrounds, different cultures like exist.
Start talking about it more.
Hold a conversation with us.
Ask questions and learn.
It's okay to like go out of your comfort zone.
Engage in those discussions. Being present in situations that make them uncomfortable.
Even if it is a situation that you would normally put yourself in.
When they hear people of color's experiences, to
Be open-minded.
More open to growth.
more respect is needed.
You don't have to be all friendly with everybody.
It doesn't really take a lot of energy just to be nice to people.
We actually might like it here if things were a bit different.
Sometimes they need to just listen.
Be more active listeners.
Be aware of like the people that you're around.
The implications of certain words.
They need to think about what they say before they open their mouth. I've encountered a lot of white students who like don't understand maybe like what they're saying or doing is offensive.
They can say things that they don't realize can have a negative impact.
We feel a distinction, we feel a line between us and you.
I feel like a lot of them don't really know the struggles we go through.
Just because
you have people of color around you doesn't mean that the struggle is over.
I hear a lot of rhetoric about, oh, it's not my responsibility.
They still have the responsibility to enact change.
Knowing material in class doesn't mean you're an ally.
They shouldn't get to decide what life on this campus is like for us.
That at the end of the day, we're all human.
The color of our skin does not make a difference.
We're just as capable as them.
We also would love to I don't know, be friends.
I wish that we could get along.
Yes. Cool, thank you. Yeah.
I want white students on this campus to know that even if they don't think they're part of the problem, they probably are, and that the only change that will come is through them.
I think we just need to work on building community, and the first way to do that is if we can like look at each other and speak to each other honestly.
When you put the effort to interact with and learn more about other people, that's when you have a true sense of community.
At the end of the day, you have to take into consideration that, like, in order to do that, you need to be open to actually start a new community. Like, you actually need to understand that people are different and, like, that's okay. Like, I'm willing to, like, change my mindset. And I think that's important.